2017. I'm here with Fred from BKom Studios. We're looking at Tales from the Candlekeep and the expansion Tomb of the Annihilation. So what can you tell me about Tomb of Annihilation?
So it's a great dungeon crawler, procedural base. It's based on the adventure system by Dungeons and Dragons.
All right.
It's an ever-expanding world based on different tiles that just keep attaching to each other as you explore more of the dungeon. It's based on the current storyline of D&D, which is Tomb of Annihilation.
All right. So it's kind of like the traditional board game where you'd be clicking tiles and going from one dungeon to the other, exploring kind of the unknown.
Exactly.
And all of this is procedurally generated?
Yes, all of this. You never get the same tile twice.
All right. And each tile has what types of secrets? We have bosses, treasure?
Yeah. Main bosses, usually the main bosses or the main objective of a quest are mostly 4 tiles large, and they have lots of surprises. You have different encounters. Most of the encounters are bad luck events that always happen with adventurers in Dungeons and Dragons, but we've added a mechanic which is called Adrenaline Surge, which helps the adventurers get rid of these encounters when they happen.
Okay.
Of course, they cannot always avoid them, but it's helpful.
So we just moved past the character screen.
Yes.
What are the 4 characters that we're exploring dungeons with?
Yeah, to begin with, we're thinking we're going to have Arthur Simber, which is a human ranger.
Okay.
Dragon Bay, a Sorial paladin. Ashara, which is a bird mage.
Okay.
And the other one is Birdsong, a bard.
And the future expansion is going to give us a 5th character.
Yeah, in the expansion, we're going to add a 5th character, a druid. I won't spoil anything yet, but this guy is super cool.
Excellent. So as we move basically around these sections, there's the preset locations that you're going to, like the procedurally generated areas.
Yes.
How expansive does the world actually get?
We can. Usually at the beginning, the simpler quest would be like, I don't know, 8, 10 tiles, but it can go up to 30 tiles as you dig deeper into the dungeon.
And you're dealing with an actual story quest. You've got side quests as well.
Yes.
How do those vary from the main quests?
So we're thinking we're going to have 13 main quests, which follows along the storyline. And outside of these 13 quests, there's going to be 30 additional side quests, which help you out level up and get more crafting material to upgrade your characters.
And so with upgrading your characters, you're not actually leveling them up, you're leveling yourself up.
Yes, the player is actually leveling himself up, a little bit like a dungeon master.
Yeah.
So as you go through all of the quests, the different quests, and you grind, you get a lot of different materials, leather, iron, pieces of scrap of a material.
Yeah.
And then you just mix them all together, and you get to learn new recipe, and you get to do +3 material, +1 material, swords and axes and stuff like that, so you can equip your character with.
So what kind of weapons are we adding to, say, the ranger? Is he getting better bows, crossbows?
Yeah, the ranger is equipped with he actually got a lot of equipment. He's got all of his gear from his background as a mythic character of D&D. But in addition to that, he wears a great bow that you can upgrade, of course. Okay. And as well as a dagger and leather armor, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Now, are any of the characters that are attacking with sort of elemental type of stuff, whether it's poisons or acid or those types of things?
Yeah, most of the characters, they have their own specific daily power. Okay. So these daily power are super strong, but you can only use them once in per dungeon. So for instance, Arthur Simber can throw in an ice storm, even electrical kind of bow shot, which is kind of pretty magical and cool. Yeah.
So we've got the daily abilities, and you got utilities and the traits. So explain these guys.
Yeah, the utility power works in 2 different ways. Sometimes they're free to use, so you can just activate one. They're free to use, and for instance, Arthur Simber, when he's using his lightning reflexes, he can attack again.
Okay.
So you do one attack, use lightning reflexes, and attack again.
Okay.
Or they can be also buff for other characters, like with the Sorial Paladin Dragon Bait. It can provide you with heroism for one turn.
Excellent.
So it gives you a better chance to hit.
With the battles kind of taking places in phases, go into depth on that.
Yeah, so the game is built on 4 different phases, and each of the hero needs to go through all of the phases.
Okay.
So let's say you begin with playing Arthur Simber, you'll have to go through your hero phase, which is mainly move and do an action, or move, attack, or move. So as you progress into the quest, he completed the quest and all right. What was the question?
I was dealing with, I believe, we were still dealing with like the utilities and the standard, the traits.
The traits. All right.
Get back in here. So, like with the Tomb of Annihilation being the expansion pack, what is the essential narrative that's pushing our characters towards?
Yeah, there's a death curse happening on the islands of Schult.
Yeah.
So adventurers are called to discover what's going on, because people that have been raised from the dead are slowly going back to the dead stage.
Okay.
So there's lots of undeads going on. So of course I won't spoil the main line of the story, but it's all about discovering what's going on about that.
All right. So we've entered kind of into an indoor area. So explain dungeons.
All right. The dungeons portion, in this case, the Tomb of the Nine Gods, works approximately the same way the jungle portion works. Of course, there's new stuff, new elements added to the dungeon for a little bit of surprise. In this case, we have the Stone Juggernaut, which is in tribute of the Tomb of Horrors for the fans that are familiar with, the elephant with the wheels. So the Stone Juggernauts actually follow you around and try to actually crush you. So it adds a lot of excitement and sense of urgency to the different quests. So in this case, this is a particular surprise. Of course, there's going to be many other ones. And I've just seen you can loot stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
In this case, just looted a Ring of Protection. So the Ring of Protection automatically goes into your inventory and you equip it automatically. So
now, is that equipped to yourself or to each of the characters?
To each of the characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got the objectives in the top corner. So there's finding and collecting a skeleton key. What does that key do in the map?
Yeah. This is pretty funny actually. There are some types of zombie have a key on top of their head.
Okay, of course.
So
as they do.
Of course.
As they do.
And you need to find this guy, actually kill it, retrieve the key, and find your way out, because this juggernaut keeps trying to charge you, and you need to find the exit.
But you can attack and kill that if you...
Yeah, at your own peril.
Yeah.
It's not an easy feat, but you can defeat the juggernaut.
So I saw he was playing on hard. So how many difficulties do we have?
We're gonna have 3 levels of difficulty. So normal, hard, and horrific.
Okay.
So in this game, what's interesting is since we're playing in normal mode, you get healing surge. So it's a game that actually it's not super easy. You might die, but these healing surge will just raise you. So we're giving you like 2 additional chance to survive the dungeon. But if you go horrific mode, there's no chance like that.
Gotcha. So as we're moving around and attacking enemies, basically just kind of put yourself in the square next to them and then basically use your abilities and attack.
Most of the, there are some abilities that are from a range.
Okay.
Like bow shots or specific spells.
Yes.
And of course, most of the attacks are from close combat.
Excellent.
In this case, I think he's going to use a high storm, and he's definitely trying to kill the juggernaut. So there are lots of different effects that we've added to the game. I think over 100 different effects. Just as we had to match all of the different encounters possible. You can get bitten by insects, to being showered by meteor swarm. So you never know what's going to happen. Of course, there are traps as well, treasure chests that you can explore, and in these chests, most of the time you get some extra material and gold, so you can upgrade your characters.
Okay. And is this adventure basically just for like a single player, or do you guys like co-op or multiplayer functionality?
Yeah, we wanted to nail down the single player portion first, but of course, as soon as, let's say, a month after release, we're just thinking about maybe we could add co-op mode, and then later on, if the game's successful and we see a lot of traction, we're gonna add multiplayer as well.
So with Tales from the Candlekeep, this being an expansion, what's kind of different now than what it originally launched with?
No, actually, it didn't. This is a brand new game.
Oh, okay.
It's just the board game version.
Gotcha.
Launched a different board game version in the past.
Excellent.
And this is the brand new version of it. And this is the first time it's being brought into the digital world.
Okay, yeah, it definitely captures like the board game really well, like in terms of like, again, setting those tiles and kind of going out and doing stuff. Do you get to some tiles that basically have like dead ends?
Yeah, sometimes, actually this is one that actually encloses the complete tile, so there's no way out. You have to go back, retrace your steps back. So yeah, that's a good example. But you never know what you're going to discover each time you discover a new tile.
Excellent. So when does this look to actually launch?
We're looking at the first week of October, available on Steam. Please wishlist us, Tales of Candlekeep, and also like our Facebook page because there's tons of giveaways we're doing during PAX, the board game and digital Steam keys.
And you're saying this was coming out next month or October?
Yeah, early October.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it's looking really good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.